and you'll be back at 10 to 6. Let's hope we've all got smiles on our faces when you join us for that. Right, well, many will be surprised to hear that another test match took place in New Zealand yesterday in Christchurch. Now, it didn't receive the publicity accorded some sporting events. That was probably because it was restricted to 2 teams of younger rugby players. The best under-17 players from either side of the Tasman played a one-off test, which followed a 4-match build-up for the visitors, and they'd won 3 and lost 1, losing to Southland. Well, Grant Nisbet in the city for the league test today was the match commentator yesterday.
Barry Dempsey of Mid-Canterbury referees this afternoon's match. So this is the 9th meeting between these 2 sides since 1980. New Zealand have won 5 of the games and Australia have won 3, and it's a beautiful day in Christchurch for this match. Not a breath of wind, and Lancaster Park is in excellent order. The Australian side so far on tour has had 3 wins and 1 loss, but really this is the big one for them. So we come to the first line out of this match, which will be about 12 metres on the New Zealand side of halfway, and the New Zealand hooker Mark Hammett to throw. Good line out ball, won there by number 4 Robert Allison from Canterbury, and early delivery to Neil Roger, the first 5'8" for the New Zealand under-17 side. And the loose ball is snaffled up by Manu Kia, the centre 3/4 for New Zealand on the 10-metre line in Australian territory. Good strong start here by the New Zealand side. There's number 6, Pohiva, going for a run near the 22. And New Zealand looks like they're turning it over again. Another ruck win and good continuity of play here, although the ball has been lost forward. But a very good start by the New Zealand side as they went 40 metres downfield. Ball loose near the line, in fact near the 22. In fact, here's a chance for the New Zealand side as Pohiva goes ahead, 15 metres short of the Australian line. The New Zealanders are desperately trying to get this one back, and it comes now to Moncrief, across to Roger, chiming in as the fullback Philip Gordon. They're out in centre field, and the New Zealanders have gained a penalty. One of the Australians diving in over the top, preventing the ball coming back. It was number 12, in fact, Chris McLeod, who was penalised. And New Zealand to have a chance at goal from right out in front. First chance for points in the game, and Neil Roger from a handy position puts New Zealand ahead after 10 minutes by 3 points to 0. Ball thrown to the line out by number 6, Paul Doherty. So the Australians don't use the hooker to throw the ball, and they use, in fact, a flanker. Australia starting to find their feet a little more now in the match as the ball was knocked forward by New Zealand. In fact, they've been penalised. And so Australia now have a chance to get points on the board. Adam Wilkin is the goal kicker from outside the 22. Hit it pretty well, and that's a good kick. And Australia now back on level pegging. It's 3-all after 13 minutes in the game. This match goes back as far as 1980, when Australia had in their first team players like Michael Liner and Brett Papworth. So many good players have come from this international match as Neil Roger kicks ahead for the New Zealand team. That's a very good kick heading towards the corner. Oh, what a well-judged kick from Roger. The little first 5'8" from Wairarapa Bush has put it out just a metre short of the Australian line. Well, the Australians seem to have a succession of line-out throwers. Number 5 throwing on this occasion was Mark Challoner. The ball loose near the line. Australia have got themselves in a real strife here. New Zealand will try a dive. Oh, they have. And number 6, Polani Pohiva, scores the try, and it came from a long throw, a defensive throw by the Australians that went astray. Here's the throw from Mark Challoner. It was a long one, but it wasn't taken by the Australians. There it is, knocked forward, and rushing in after it are Pohiva and number 8, Bellamy. And it was not until they were joined by several others who could shove them across the line. There's number 7, Brent de Jong there as well, and also joining in was the second 5'8", Jason O'Halloran. And finally it was Pohiva, number 6, who scored the try. Easy conversion attempt for Neil Roger, and he duly obliges, and New Zealand go out to a 9-3 lead after 15 minutes. The scrum right on the halfway line, 21 minutes gone in the game. New Zealand lead by 9 points to 3. Moncrief across to Roger, hands it up to Jason O'Halloran. Good back play here from New Zealand. Here's a chance. Oh, the pass was held on to by Manu Kia just a little too long, and now Australia have an opportunity. There's the fullback Jeremy Sargent trying to lob it back into the centre, but the kick really wasn't hard enough, and it was cleared by O'Halloran. But New Zealand had an opportunity, and Australia are counter-attacking well. Once again, it's Paul Doherty, the flanker, throwing to the line out. Here's another chance for big Damon Bellamy, getting very close to the line. The referee's looking. The New Zealanders trying to get the ball down. It's held up, as you can see, just short of the line. and diving through and getting the try. Now we'll have to wait and see who comes up with it. In fact, it might have been number 4, Robert Allison, who finally got the try after 2 or 3 of them had a chance. And I think it was number 4, Robert Allison, who barreled his way through to get the try. Let's have a look again from the line-out. The ball is taken by Damon Bellamy, who's been one of the stars of the game so far, and he almost made it on his own. He had good support there from number 7, Brent de Jong, who had a go himself, but was held up just short of the line. And now the forces start together. Have a look at number 4 in the headband. That's Robert Allison. Let's see if it is that finally gets the ball, burrowing down after it. And it is Allison, I think, who picks it up at this point. And away goes. Yes, it is. And that's where the try was scored. Signal now by Barry Dempsey. And New Zealand lead by 13-3.
2 hands, driving, 58, 55, 21, 2. Bloody.
About 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Taken on by the New Zealand hooker, Hammett. There's Neil Roger in a bit of trouble. Nicely hacked ahead by Hunter Byrne, the flanker for Australia. Pulled in by number 15, Philip Gordon for New Zealand. Australia have a chance here. They're just 10 metres out. They're pouring into this ruck very well indeed. It's a question of where the ball is. There it is now. Taken away by the hooker, Desmond Clark. And Australia going close to the line. And yes, a try. Try scored for Australia. And I think it's the prop forward, Blake Gold, number 1, who finally got it. New Zealand are under a lot of pressure here after a good kick through. And the forwards did very well. Look at the way they hit this ruck. They're all getting down low with good body position. The ball finally comes out to the hooker, Desmond Clark, and he goes for a good run, and he looks for his support, and there it is from number 1, Blake Gold of Townsville, and he gets Australia's first try handy to the posts. Adam Wilkins certainly does have the ball well teed up for this effort. Handy to the posts, and no problems at all. So now the deficit between the two sides is just 4 points, and about 7 minutes to go till half-time. Good driving play here by the New Zealanders. Number 6 in there, that's Pohever, the man who scored the first try. They've got to the 22-metre line. Trying to get it back to their halfback. The referee's got the arm extended. Penalty will come if there's no advantage to New Zealand. Here's the first 5/8 Roger, but the referee goes back to the original infringement, which was offside against Australia. And here's a goal-kicking opportunity for Neil Roger. Another kick from a handy position for Neil Roger, and it's in off. 3 points for New Zealand, and they lead now by 16-9. A couple of minutes to go in the first half. Defensive scrum for New Zealand, picked off the back by Bellamy to Moncrief. Coming forward to meet this one is Sargent, the fullback for Australia. Got through a couple of rather weak tackles, and then he appeared to be hit late, and the referee saw it as well. It was a bad mistake made by New Zealand right on half-time. Charging in to the kicker was Damon Bellamy, and Australia have a chance to get 3 points just on the half-time whistle. Adam Wilkin from about 30 metres, and he's pushed this one away to the left, so that's half-time. And at half-time, the New Zealand under-17 lead by 16 points to 9. The New Zealanders now facing the Sun in the second half, leading by 16 points to 9. They scored 2 tries to 1 in that first spell, and generally seemed to dominate Australia. But Australia came back well, and here's an early chance for the New Zealanders, and right in there is one of the stars of the first half, number 8, Damien Bellamy. And Australia trying to run it out here through the fullback, Jeremy Sargent, and he did very well too under extreme pressure. But once again, Australia put themselves under pressure, and the man who did it was the impressive number 8 forward for New Zealand, Damon Bellamy. So the first line out now of the second half. And Bellamy once again reaches up high to drag it down. Good line-out win. New Zealand have won a good percentage of the line-outs. Here's another one of the star players in that first half, number 6, Pohever. New Zealand getting close to the line again, but the ball is lost forward by Dion Matthews. And New Zealand starting the second half the way they started the first, really attacking strongly. There's number 14, Dion Matthews, the right wing three-quarter from Bay of Plenty. At this stage of the game anyway, the New Zealand scrum appears to be too big and too strong for Australia as Moncrief feeds. Here comes the big shove, but they're going to run it through the backs this time, New Zealand. The fullback is in. No, he's not. In fact, it's Maunukia out to the left wing three-quarter. Dello getting very close to the line. Dello, and he gets through. Well, that's good strength from Matthew Dello, number 11, the Auckland winger. He was confronted by 3 or 4 defenders, but he still managed to wriggle through and score the try. The New Zealand backs moving into action here, and a good strong run again from Manu Kia, the centre 3/4, but then Matthew Dallow had a lot of work to do here on the left wing side, and look, there are 4 or 5 Australians around him, but he managed to get through and get it down, and that's the 3rd try for New Zealand. So the try scored by Matthew Dallow, the left wing 3/4, was not converted, and New Zealand lead 20 points to 9, 3 minutes into the second half. Crowd basking in the sunshine here at Lancaster Park. It really is a beautiful day. There's no wind. The ground just perhaps a little soft. We've seen some very good rugby though. The New Zealanders leading by 3 tries to 1, by 20 points to 9. Taken in by Holheaver again, number 6. He's been prominent in the New Zealand team so far in the game. Trying to get it back to Moncrief. There it is again. Now Roger to the second 5/8 O'Halloran. Skipping it nicely is Philip Gordon, the fullback. He'll be trying to run his left wing 3/4 in for the try. Good pass up to Dallow, and he's already got one so far. He's just dragged round short of the line, and the ball was taken back, and another sweeping backline movement by the New Zealanders, and has taken them to within a metre of the Australian line. Australia, though, winning the line-outs, and that was an important one to win for them, but it's been scuttled away again by New Zealand somehow. Now Australia have it back, so sides tending to lose possession rather too easily. Ball loose in there. Again, it's coming on the New Zealand side, so just a slight lack of control at the moment. There it is again, and it comes to Roger, feeds it up to Dallow, and it's a second try for Matthew Dallow. Not a particularly difficult one for him to score, but it came from rather some incisive play by the forwards, as the New Zealand forwards finally get it back. Now, no one's really sure where the ball is. Finally, it's picked up by a Holheaver, and a nice little pass there from Neil Roger, to which gave Matthew Dallow room to move, and he got his second try. So a second try in the second half, scored by Matthew Dallow, has not been converted, and that's the New Zealand advantage, 11 minutes into the second spell. Now it's Darren Young. Once again, the Australian scrum is under a bit of pressure, and he can't do much other than kick it in. Hasn't found touch. Here's Moncrief, the halfback for New Zealand, runs it back to his supporting players. Looking to take it out as number 6, Holheaver. Away he goes. Nicely set up now for Moncrief. Hands it up to David Bellamy. He's had a very strong game indeed. That's the 22-metre line. New Zealand will try and work this out to the back line now. Here's Roger. Oh, pass was right across, but it's gone as far as the right wing 3/4 Matthews, who couldn't hold it. And here is Manu Kia. And a chance here for Matthews, having made an early mistake. He gets it back to O'Halloran. And right near the line, the Australian defence is holding. Now they'll try and drive it over the line here. The referee having a close look, but really too many hands on the ball there. Well, New Zealand had a couple of opportunities in that move. Another great opportunity here for New Zealand after 16 minutes play. They have a very good scrum, stronger than Australia. Here's Bellamy again, and oh, he's a good player. And he just piled his way through 2 or 3 rather weak Australian defensive tackles, and David Bellamy has scored yet another New Zealand try. Well, he's a very strong player, is Damon Bellamy from Hawke's Bay. And here he is picking the ball up in a strong fend, and he got down low and drove across to score the 5th try for New Zealand to take them out to 28-9. Neil Roger hasn't had a lot of luck with his kicking this afternoon, and once again, no good. Line out win for Australia, although it's untidy. Again, New Zealand have taken it away. Here's Eddie Matthews from Counties driving downfield. New Zealand forwards walk over it nicely. Now Moncrief feeds it out to Roger. Here's O'Halloran having a little bit of run. He held on to the ball, O'Halloran, and he gave it away to Dallow. Another straight sprint for the corner for Matthew Dallow. Good support in field from O'Halloran. The back flip didn't really work. There were no New Zealand players supporting that, as O'Halloran flicked it back in field. The Australian forwards seem to be getting there just a little more quickly than their counterparts, but here goes De Jong for New Zealand, stretching out, and he got there. Brett De Jong, number 7, scores yet another try. Australia appeared to have it under control, but De Jong just emerged from the ruck and scored a try. Let's have a look here at number 7. Have a close look at De Jong, as he's right near the referee at the moment, just ducking down, and he comes away with the ball. He had to get through a couple of tackles. He managed to just have the way on to make it, and New Zealand have another try, their 4th in the second half. So Neil Roger not able to convert the try scored by De Jong, and it's 32 points to 9 and about 14 minutes to go. Scrum fed by Young. Decided to go the blind side, rather a weak pass out to McLaughlin, the right winger. He did well to get it back in field to his number 8 forward, Mark Murray. Good run by one of the better Australian forwards, Hunter Byrne, the flanker. Hasn't given up the ghost. Australia slowly getting this one back. Comes now to Wilkin. Sends it across to McLeod. In fact, the hooker was in also, Desmond Clark. And he has a chance out wide, although the pass was a bit wild. Sargent in after at the fullback. And New Zealand putting a bit of pressure on. We're 15 metres out from the 22, and New Zealand, in fact, gained possession there, but not enough players in attendance as they go in to get another ball. That's the 10-metre line, taken away by Blake Gold, Australia's only try scorer in the match, but the penalty goes against number 9, Elton Moncrief, who took the ball from an offside position. Long-range penalty attempt here for Wilkin. My word, he's hit it well. That's an excellent kick from Adam Wilkin. Australia probably can't win this game. They're far too far behind. But what a good kick from Wilkin. And that's the score with about 10 minutes left in the match. 10-metre line in New Zealand territory. Reaching in after it is Moncrief. He finally managed to drag it out across to Dean Wilson. The new man on the field is Manu Kia. The fullback is in again. Gordon. Good run from him. Nicely taken in by Dello. Tried to get it back in field. Backing up nicely is De Jong, the flanker. Back to Manu Kia, the centre three-quarter. And it's De Jong again. Like a good flanker, he sticks close to the ball. And he's rewarded with his second try. Second try scored by number 7, Brent. De Jong is not converted, so there'll be no conversions from 5 tries in the second half. There it is, 36-12, 2 minutes to go. This will surely be the last line out of the game as time is up on the clock. New Zealand one perhaps last opportunity to get some possession here.
Help him, help him.
Ball not coming very cleanly to Moncrief. In fact, the Australian forwards driving through well. Ball on the grounds. Now it's coming. Handed up to the wing three-quarter, Dello. He's going to try and keep it in play. Moncrief picked it up beautifully. 5 metres short of the line. New Zealand still have possession of the ball and driving through for no. In fact, Robert Ellison, number 4, going to cross the line. But the referee had spotted a prior infringement and knock on by New Zealand, and that is it. It's all over. And a very convincing win to the New Zealand under-17 side. In fact, the most convincing win that either side has had in the 9-year history of this match. They scored 5 second-half tries to add to 2 in the first half and ran out convincing winners here at Lancaster Park this afternoon by 36 points to 12.
Well, New Zealand dominant in all phases of the game, and it's interesting to know that Michael Lynagh started his career in the under-17s, some time back I might add. But the New Zealand team look good, and it has been suggested, perhaps rudely, that they should be taking on Argentina next week. But I think that's perhaps a little unkind. Okay.